Hey guys, welcome back to our crypto series.
Buy low,
Sell high. On today's episode,
we're talking about some common basic terms in the crypto market, but if you're new to the space, these might seem a little confusing, but we just want to go ahead and break these down for you so you guys,
better understanding.
yeah, better understanding, especially if you're on Twitter or YouTube and you see some of these public figures, using some of these terms, you might be like, what the heck is a bull run? What's HODL? What's FOMO?
So first, before we get into the terms, I think we're going to do a little recap of how the market's looking.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So far, the breakdown right now, we got Bitcoin at 11,665. We got Ethereum at $298. We got XRP at 40 cents. And we got Bitcoin Cash at $417 there.
What's Litecoin looking? Isn't Litecoin number 4?
Yeah, Litecoin, we got at $116 there.
Okay, so there's been some pretty significant movement, a little bit of retracement now.
One thing we want to let you know, guys, if you bought the last few days, do not panic if you bought at almost 14,000 because that was just a little run up and correction. That was for a lot of you new guys, that happens a lot in this market where there's, massive gains in a day, a few $1,000s, but there's also massive drops in a day. So if you're regretting your investment or getting scared, don't panic sell because that's...
Just remember what we said.
Yeah.
Buy low, sell high.
Exactly.
Just keep those in the back of your mind.
Yeah, because there's, in times like this is where the market likes to shake people out a bit, make them, panic sell and get out of their positions. But, the more you hear us speak through the series, the more you will get better equipped to handle this market and to hodl and to continue to just hold your gains and ride the market out.
But the market, for those who aren't in it, or if you're curious, there was a pretty big... I'm refraining from using big words. I was going to say a big parabolic move forward, but if you're new to the space, you don't know what that means. The crypto as a whole had a pretty good rise, right? About a couple days ago. And now it's, like you just mentioned, there's a pretty good pullback. But it's all part of the game plan. It's all part of the plan.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing, especially we're in a bull market right now, and we'll explain that to you guys in a little bit, but in a bull market, you will see massive volatility, where there'll be massive run-ups of a few thousand to even sometimes $5,000, $10,000 at a time within a few days.
So although that may look super discouraging, that is what a bull market, that's what a bull run is.
Yes. You will have very, very high highs at a fast rate, along with low lows, possibly within a few days. So you have to control your emotions in this market. Just be very calm and level-headed, and just know where exactly the market is going.
Yeah, crypto doesn't get the term volatile for no reason.
Yeah, definitely not.
Prime example.
Definitely not. If you come from the stock world, stocks move way slower. You get a percentage or two gain per day. You're on top.
And to be fair, the stocks though, they've been around for 60, 70 years, so they've had more time. In the early days, I wonder if they had these big moves.
Yeah,
before regulation,
I think before regulation and electronic trading, I think they were able to get away with some really crazy stuff.
You're gonna say scandalous?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well let's start with some of the terms. So we went over the market. So the market's taking a bit of a hit right now.
Yeah.
What's the outlook for that, Ryan?
Yeah, so we're consolidating a bit for the next few days. The last 3 weekends, we've actually had breakouts during that time. So
if you're new, what's a consolidating?
Yeah, consolidating is when the price kind of hovers within a certain range. So let's say it only moves up and down for a few days from let's say $50 to $100, which is pretty general for Bitcoin.
So kind of incremental movements.
Yeah, very slow, steady incremental moves, nothing crazy.
And you can still get those in a bull run.
Yes. Those are actually very healthy. That's a healthy sign of the market, because if you just have constant gains every day, all day, eventually what comes up must come down again. So consolidation is very healthy for another move to the upside. Yeah, so you definitely, in a bull market, which we're in right now, you need these steady run-ups, maybe even parabolic moves to the upside, where parabolic pretty much means it's almost like going nonstop, almost like if that ride Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm. I don't know if you guys have ever been on that roller coaster, but that's a very parabolic move where it just rolls all the way up to the upside.
So I've never been on that. Just side note, have you been on it?
Never, no.
I actually, and it's really weird that you brought that up. I just watched POV, the point of view of that ride the other day.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, I looked at Supreme Scream and Accelerator. 2 rides I've never been on.
So yeah, that ride is actually it's very similar to the crypto market.
Oh my god, yeah. Big shoot off, big parabolic movement, upside down.
And then you're flat back on your ass right there.
And then the ride's over in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so that's a very good way to kind of like simulate that to the crypto market, but
and Supreme Scream is very indicative of a panic sell or a bear market.
Yeah.
Just dropping.
Yeah, but yeah, we're in definitely a healthy bull market. That rise up to almost 14,000 the other day, that is definitely dropped and consolidated. So we're just forming a new base right now. A new quote-unquote launch pad is getting set up right now to make the next move to the upside. So,
but I think it's also important, since we're talking about terms, to distinguish between a bull market and a bull run.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So go ahead and what's a bull market?
Yeah, so a bull market has been what we've been in the last few months, and that's pretty much like the steady general increase of Bitcoin and the market surrounding it.
The sentiment of the market, so to speak.
Yeah.
Is it positive? Is it negative? What's price doing? So price can actually go down in a bull market.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so general like positive sentiment around the space, usually like a general increase, a trend up of the price through time. And eventually people start to become hopeful again. They're like, hey, this price might increase. And eventually
the buzz starts to swirl a little bit.
Yeah, the buzz starts to swirl. You will definitely know.
You'll feel it.
Yeah, you'll feel it. You just through YouTube, Twitter, what people are talking about. The excitement is back in the space again.
And then a bull market leads to a bull run.
Bull run, yeah.
And that's not necessarily based off of news, so to speak. It could be speculative. It could be just whatever it is can launch it. And in a bull run, what's that different?
Yeah, and a lot of you guys, maybe you're in the space now because what you heard back in 2017. So that December 2017 was definitely considered a bull run, and that was this huge like
just
parabolic moves, like just insane. That's where the to the moon quotes come from, things like that.
So give some people some context. If they weren't in 2017, what did Bitcoin do?
Yeah, so within, I want to say like 18 days, it went from just a few thousand, as like 5,000 or 6,000 to almost 20,000.
That's a huge move.
Which is insane. It's like an insane move to the upside. So that is a bull run where just people, you almost can't think straight because you're just seeing your profits go
just soar
through the roof.
300% gains, those are big. And I think maybe before we started this, we should have clarified something, or just to be transparent. We're using Bitcoin for these examples because Bitcoin moves in those big. Ethereum does too, but for a lot of these examples, we're just using Bitcoin. But we're trying to be non-biased, but we're using Bitcoin for these examples.
Yeah, generally the market follows Bitcoin, so we just use it as like the general consensus of how
the measuring stick, so to speak.
Yeah, the measuring stick. Yeah, all other coins though, they do have very similar movements with Bitcoin, so they do follow that trend there.
But a bull run, well, there can be lows in a bull run too, but it's essentially a big move forward. Yeah,
to the upside. You will definitely have corrections. Like I think
like today, what we're in now is a correction in a bull run.
That's right. Definitely it could be a very steep correction because the faster the move up, the faster the move down. It's going to be pretty the same way there. So you just got to look out for those, like those high speed movements like that to watch out for.
But I think this is what makes this space exciting.
Yeah.
These big moves, technical analysis is something that, Ryan, and to a smaller extent myself, are really trying to pay attention to and learn. And there's some good information out there. So if you're new, you don't want to get too bogged down with the nitty gritty, but technical analysis is, I think, is a good tool in a bull market and run, both, or just bull run. What is like technical analysis isn't as reliable in a bear market, right?
In a bull market, it's harder to use TA.
Really?
Because
just because it's so volatile?
Yeah, because the volatility.
Because literally anything can happen.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Since bear markets move way slower time frames, it's easier to make the predictions like, okay, this will go down along this trend. But since in positive bull markets, since it's so volatile, it takes like.
And if Ryan's wrong, please let him know in the comments. I'm just kidding. Okay, what other terms we have for beginners? And this isn't only for beginners. This is just kind of part 2 in our series.
Yeah,
just the basics.
Yeah, if you're a veteran in the space, it's just a recap of just some basic terms that we just want to, let you guys know about. And another one you hear all the time is hodl or hodl. Mm-hmm. And that's actually, I never knew, that's a thing from Game of Thrones that I never knew that was about the Hodor thing.
Which, character Hodor.
Yeah, which Josh could speak to more because I don't really watch Game of Thrones.
But is it for sure the Game of Thrones?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, most people know the Game of Thrones. But there was a character, Hodor, and his essential, he dies, spoiler alert. The series is over. If you didn't watch it, you missed out. But,
yeah.
Hodor holds the door in one of the later episodes, and I think, and all Hodor says is Hodor. He just says his name, and I think Hodl or Hodor, or however you want to say it, I think it goes back to just like stay strong, stay steady, hold, don't give up, don't give in.
Yeah. So if you break down Hodl, it's hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much in any bear or bull market, it's pretty much hold on to your funds, don't panic sell, don't do anything crazy. You hold on to it for as long as you can, and you hopefully turn out more profitable at the end of the day. That's where that comes from right there.
Yeah. But be careful with the hodl thing. Just take that with a grain of salt. Don't take bad positions based off of that. Be smart about what you're doing and not. It's not a religion.
Yeah, there's a key point right there that we want to talk about is if you guys are in a position where you're about to make some life-changing gains, this is where you have to most likely take profit because things aren't for certain. If you hold a position and it's worth a X amount, in 2 months it might be worth way less. Right. You never know. So it's good to take profits. You don't have to hodl.
Be too greedy.
Yeah, you don't have to hodl all the time. You can take profits if you need to pay bills, or if it is life-changing money right there. Yeah, I mean, not financial advice, but
yeah. What's the saying? It's I don't know if it's a Wall Street or it could be a Vegas. It's like when people are greedy, like you be greedy or something like that.
Oh,
or when people are. Or like when people are scared, you be greedy, and when people are greedy, you take your profit, you get out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's good. It's very important to pay attention to public sentiment because if everyone and your grandma and the taxi driver are all talking about Bitcoin and how to buy it, that's when you're at the very top of the market, and there's going to be a massive correction very soon because all the money has been flowing in, and people are going to take their profits, and it's going to pretty much dump the market back down.
And I think it's also good to have, I mean, they should have taught you this in school, multiple sources of news. So don't just rely on, one thing, broaden your scope. Don't be afraid to look around and get other opinions on the market. But at the end of the day, this is your investment. This is your decision. Don't base it off of what anyone else is saying. You make your calls for you.